real estate agents, are you making money off the referral of businesses? I know if you've been selling real estate as long as I have, you have come across a buyer or a seller that's either moving here, they're looking for a business, or they're leaving and they're about to sell their business. So what we're going to talk about today is how you can capitalize on that. I have Travis Helmig with Biz Broker Plus, and he is our guest today. And before we get started, be sure to like and subscribe. We've got some great content. And with that, good to see you, buddy. How are you?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so just a little history. Travis and your wife is they're with us, Spyglass Realty.
Yes.
Top producing agents, and we had coffee. I don't know, about 6 weeks ago, and you told me about your other business that you have.
Yeah.
And that really intrigued me. And I thought I'd have you on the program here because we do get opportunities as real estate agents. You know, it doesn't happen very often, but you know, sometimes you run across people that are buying and selling business, and they may not have even if it's like small business, right? So tell us, first of all, give us a history of where you've been and how you got into this.
Well, I've been an agent for about 10 years, me and my wife. And it's funny because I actually got introduced to business brokering through a client. So she was buying I was selling a house in Houston, and I was a referral. So I was like, you got to use Travis to buy this house. So I'm like going through this $1 million house and going, what do you do for a living? And she's like, I'm a business broker. And I will tell you what, I get the same reaction from real estate agents now that I talk to all the time. I'm like, I have no idea what a business broker, like, what do you do? And so she started talking to me about the whole thing. And it literally was a 9-month conversation about, she's like, you got to do this. You would be so great. And so a lot of research. But I really do a lot of focus group stuff. So I know a lot of real estate agents, obviously, but I would go to my friends and I would ask them, hey, listen, if you were going to go sell your house, who'd you call? And they would say, well, I'd call you, Travis. I'd call a real estate agent. And then I would ask them, the next question was, if you had a business, and some of them did, who would you call if you wanted to sell your business? And they go, I have no idea. And I was like, okay, that's like nobody knows about this. So it was kind of, I started just doing focus group. The next one I went to was like, all right, we all go to parties, right? And you could throw a rock and you could hit a real estate agent, right? So we go, it's like, so if I walk to a party, and this has happened for the last 10 years, what do you do for a living, Travis? Oh, I'm a real estate agent. Oh, that's great. My aunt's a real estate agent. I'm thinking about getting my real estate license. My dog is thinking about getting a real estate, like everybody does, right? So I was like, okay, the next place I go, I'm going to tell everyone I'm a business broker. And so they're like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a business broker. And then I swear I had a crowd of people who were like, well, what do you do? What kind of business have you? So I've thought about buying a business. And I was like, this is crazy. Like it's just a different atmosphere that people are so intrigued by this right now. So that's when I kind of was like, okay, I have to do a certification, and we can dive into like what that looks like. But in the state of Texas, you don't even need to be a licensed real estate agent.
Right. And it's a common misconception that you do, right?
Right. Yes.
And it doesn't hurt, especially if there's land involved.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think as a commercial real estate agent, we run into it all the time where, you know, if you're a commercial real estate agent, you know, if you're really looking out for your client the most, and I've seen this, and I think it's commercial, it's like a surgeon, right? Surgeons want to cut.
Yeah.
Like that's what they want to do. So a commercial real estate agent is going to go into a business and go, this business isn't worth anything. Let's just sell the land. Let's sell the building. Right. And a business broker is going to go in and they're going to go, no, this business, like this is a 3X. Like, so you're making 300 grand a year cash flow. We can sell this for $1 million.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, now if you're doing both, well, that land or building is worth something. And so is the business.
Yeah.
And so now, opposed to just saying, let's sell this, well, you're hurting that business owner because they could be making $1 million more. So we've seen it where we had commercial agents come in and they were like, no, the business isn't worth it. It's like it was like automotive, great industry, but they just want to cut.
Yeah.
And so being a real estate agent and doing commercial, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm double dipping here.
Yeah.
Like I'm really, and then you're really truly helping the client too.
Right. And so we're going to get into, for those that are watching this, we're going to get into how agents can make a referral fee
Yes.
off that. But first I want to, that's a little bit later.
Yeah.
I want to dive into this a little bit more about the process. And like, so when you first started this, what was the first business you sold?
First business we had listed was a car wash.
Uh-huh.
It was a hand car wash, still for sale right now.
Yep.
So this is a year later.
Uh-huh.
So cycle's longer.
Yep.
First one we sold was an advertising company, which was a huge aha for us too,
Uh-huh.
because the advertising company made to about 150, 200 grand a year.
Yep.
So cash flowing great,
Mhm.
right? And we got the listing because they were interviewing, 4 or 5 different brokers.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't get it like you go to a listing, you're competing, like who's gonna sell my house the most?
Yeah.
Who's gonna be the best at it? Who's gonna do the best in marketing? That's not how we got it. We got it because every broker turned them down.
Huh.
And they go, this isn't worth enough. Like, oh, you want to sell it for 550,000? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not worth enough. Like I only do things over 2 million.
Yeah.
And so we came in and we're like 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do it. 15% commission.
Yeah.
Okay. $85,000. Yeah, we'll do it.
Right.
Sold in 2 weeks.
Wow. Okay. And so you started your business, and so there's a lot to cover here because I know you.
So
yeah.
much. We could do 3 of these.
Yeah.
Not cover enough.
But you started, so for agents that are interested in this, or anyone really that's interested in this, you started a business where you're actually teaching people how to do this.
Yes.
You have a platform, and you're giving referral fees out.
100%.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's start with the real estate agents that they went to, they've got someone that's maybe they've got a food truck that's just doing really well, or a couple food trucks or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're, I want to retire. I want to move to Florida, whatever. They would get in touch with you, and how do they get paid on it?
It's pretty simple. You don't have to be, this doesn't even have to be a real estate agent because you don't have to have a real estate license in state of Texas. So anyone can do a referral.
Okay.
Right. So what we do typically with agents is we either work through their brokerage. So the brokerage, because the brokers, we want them to be able to, if they're going to do anything with it, to help. So we really have worked with a lot of brokerages to say, okay, we're going to pay your brokerage, the brokers pay you the same kind of way it works with real estate agents. But it's pretty simple. We ask you to fill out a form that's on our website. One of our brokers reaches out to you. We'll never contact your client without talking to you because you are the source. And so we want to say, tell us a little bit about it. Now, most of the time what it is we call it the one question. Mm-hmm. One more question. And so you said earlier, it's like, hey, yeah, you run into it. You might run into it, maybe not often. It's because you're not looking at it. I will tell you, it's like the red car, right? You go buy a red car, and let's say in Texas, you go buy a Tesla, right? You didn't see all the Teslas, and now all you see is Teslas, right?
Law of attraction.
It's how it works.
Yeah.
And so I will tell you, the moment that I started doing business brokering, I've had 5, 6, 7 of my clients be like, yeah, I have a business. I would love to sell. And it's like, wait, what? I have one that's selling in California, one that wants to buy here in Austin, another one in Florida, RV parks that they're all over. And it's just the one more question. So it's pretty simple. You put in a referral, we call you, we say, tell us all about the client. But how do you get there is probably the most important way. Like, how do you find these clients? You're like, I don't know. What do I do? Do I go reach out? No, we go to listing appointments all day long. Mm-hmm. One more question can make you $20,000. Okay. And here's the question. You are, so you're trying to sell your house, Mr. Seller. Yes. Well, what are you doing? I'm moving to Florida. Oh, well, why are you moving to Florida? I'm being closer to family. Oh, great. Well, what do you do for a living? This is where it would stop as a real estate agent. And you'd say, oh, I own a bakery. Mm-hmm. As a real estate agent, you're like, oh, that's great. I love donuts. Donuts are great. Kolache is great. One more question, go, oh, so you're moving. What are you doing with your business?
Yeah.
One question can make you $20,000 more. So that's like that's like selling a $600,000 house.
Yeah.
Here, right? Because the average is 15% commission for business brokering.
Yep.
So let's just say the average is $600,000 business, 15% commission. You're making $18,000.
Yep.
Just off saying, hey, I have
what do you use at 25%?
What's that? 20%.
Oh, 20%. Got you. Okay.
20%. Yep. We usually do a standard 20%.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
so it's, yeah, I mean, 600, like that's going to be like you selling a $600,000. So if they have a house to sell that's 600,000 and they have a business that's 600,000, you just made double.
Yeah. Right.
So it's pretty crazy. And when I saw it, and then we could dive into the whole numbers of real estate agents. So you know how many real estate agents are in the U.S.?
2 million.
What's that? Close. 1.6.
Okay.
Yeah, 1.6. Take a guess how many business brokers there are.
No.
Take a wild guess.
1,000.
9,000. So
9,000. Okay.
9,000
Wild guess.
business brokers compared to 1.6 million real estate agents.
Yeah.
But 50%, the average is 50 years old as a business broker.
Okay.
So that means, like, what do you think the average real estate agent is?
It's older, right?
It's I mean, yeah, they've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
Probably, but you have a lot of young people coming in.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
But yeah, most of them don't last 5 years.
Yes.
73% last I heard.
And then 50% of these business brokers are only selling $2 million or more.
Yeah.
So what our idea was, like, we sell basically 5 million and under.
Yeah.
And we farm everything out. So we get SaaS businesses that are like, hey, I'm doing 10 million. We're not equipped, or that's not in our niche. So we could do it, but we don't.
No, I like that. You stay in your lane.
Mm-hmm.
You can refer that out to someone. You know, I've actually got a friend I'm gonna hook you up with that does. I think he's probably like $5 to $20 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have partners like that too that are like, we don't do those Main Street businesses.
Yeah.
We're going to give you everything. And I'm like, well, if we could come in contact with those, we'll do that. So it's really cool partnering.
Well, and then like he doesn't do things over 20 million. He sends that to Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley sends in stuff under 20 million to him. You know?
It's crazy. So I think the difference is that you stay in your niche.
Yeah.
Like you really do. And some people say industry standard. So I have some people that are just like, I only work gas stations.
Yeah.
Because a gas station that has inventory opposed to a coffee shop that is not, like, they're just pumping drinks out. It's a completely different business.
Yeah, and that reminds me, I have another friend that I need to introduce you to. He's a commercial broker, and he buys and sells only medical or med spas and stuff like that. Yeah. So okay, I've got that. That's how you refer it if you want. But you also have another platform where you actually teach people how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that. What's that look like?
Yeah. So we basically just kind of do our own certification, essentially. I will tell you, it's a long process because we first started, we were like, hey, there's 1.6 million real estate agents. What if we just got all of them to be business brokers? What we found out is you really don't need that. It's a lot bigger of a learning process than you can think, because most real estate agents, they know how to run comps, right? Half mile.
Yep.
Beds, baths.
Yep.
Square footage. Got it. Now you're working with P&Ls, numbers. Okay. You're looking different areas like
gross revenue, EBITDA. Yeah.
And then you're like, so they get lost.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really two options. You refer it, or if you want to learn, we can teach you through the process. And basically what we've come up with is kind of like a law firm, right? We have associates, and the associates have to have mentors. We will give you listings. We have 27 listings right now, and we will give you listings, and you can run them, and we will have somebody help you through that whole process. When you get to the point that we feel like you're ready to take on your own, you'll be a senior. So you'll be a senior associate. Then what we have is the next step, which is a partner. The partners where we actually want this to be broker owned. So we have a portion of the 70-30 split that we take. A portion of that is for the partners.
Okay.
So the goal is that we want them to grow, to actually be part of the company and take ownership of that company off of every transaction that the whole company does.
Got you.
So we have a learning path, which we call just a Main Street Business Broker certification.
Yep, and that's mostly like online.
Yeah,
videos and then tests and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's mostly just there's 67 videos
that
we give you.
Yep.
But there's nothing that's going to be real life examples of going through it, because just we were talking about all different industries. We can tell you, hey, listen, here's how you look at a valuation, but every industry, you are evaluated differently.
Right. Yeah.
Right? You are evaluating way different. And so you have to understand that, like, okay, we also partner with the best. So opposed to us, our brokers going, hey, we want we want you guys to learn how to do evaluations. It is the hardest thing for a broker to do. Comps are easy.
Yeah.
But to say, what's that business worth? They're like, I don't know. What do I do? What's the multiplier? Because multipliers are based upon industry.
Yeah.
And so we farm out that. We have a great company called BizVal that we basically farm that out to and say, they sit down with our client and the broker, and that's the best way they learn how to run valuations in real time from somebody else. And it costs the client or the buyer or seller. They split it very, depending on the contract,
Yeah.
and things like that. And so they can learn that way. So we have not only videos, we have mentorship, and we have a path for them to learn each thing as they go.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to do. And then you're talking about marketing, which there's no MLS.
Yeah.
There's just, I mean,
That's a good question. So how do you market a place for sale?
So third party websites.
Yeah.
I would say third party, you have Biz Buy Sell, which is probably, that's the Zillow.
Mhm.
That's the Zillow. Everyone goes on. You have to pay to get on there. So with us, you're basically getting on our platform. So
Yep.
you don't have to pay
Yep.
to do that. We also have BizQuest is a really big one. Cody Sanchez, Cody Sanchez is everywhere. She's talking about buying Main Street businesses.
Yeah.
She's partnered with Biz Scout. But Biz Buy Sell by far is the best.
Okay,
That's
gotcha.
where everybody goes.
Yep.
And so we usually market on that. But also a lot of the businesses get sold off market.
Mm-hmm.
The good ones I could put on a Facebook post
Right.
in a business owner group, and it'll be snatched up
Yeah.
because it's easy. People want those businesses. The ones that are, I say, like artisan, like coffee shops,
Mhm.
restaurants, and things like that. You're going to have this person that's going to come in from that they love to bake.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to find that person that's going to make sense. And then you got to deal with the SBA loans. And so there's a lot of process that goes into it, but it's totally manageable when you take it in bite sizes, and which is kind of what we created. It was like, hey, let's just take it step by step through it.
Yep. So, okay, I got to take a little bit of a different direction here
Yeah,
because,
let's go.
I spend an awful long time on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
And my reading of the tea leaves has changed. Okay. I was thinking that we would have a recovery, and I do think that Austin will be among the first to recover because we've had so much of a decline in values in the last 2 or 3 years. But, it's very likely we're going to see more short sales. Okay. We're getting prepared, we're getting trained up right now to handle short sales so that we're ready if that happens. I hope it doesn't, but if it does, we're going to be ready. And where that comes with what you do is I could see, so the way I look at it was this, like as a business owner, I have to plan for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months ahead, right? Because that's when things could change. And if I'm not prepared for that, then it could be financial disaster for my company and all the people that I employ, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I see with every market, there's an opportunity. So if the market goes bad and we're prepared for it, which we will be, then we will be able to survive and help people through short sales, stuff like that, right? I could see, as we're talking about this, I could see people that are, and this is not a chance to capitalize on people. It's a bit, some people were going to you know what? I might have to give this business up. Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, with your system, they can come in and say, "Hey, don't give it up. Let me try to sell it," and it might be cheaper than they want, just like a short sale, like on a house.
Yeah.
No one wants to give their house up; they don't want to go to foreclosure, But with a short sale, so anyway, are you thinking about that in terms of? I mean, look, I don't want the market to go. I expected it to go up. I'm hoping it goes up, but I'm looking at everything that's happening in the world right now, unemployment and interest rates, and dropping the Fed dropping interest rates, not making enough of a drop, and then when they do make a drop, it's not making a difference. Mm-hmm. It's a weird time. So, what do you see happening in? Yeah,
it's a great question. I think last year the SBA, Small Business Administration, came out 500,000 businesses just shut their doors.
Wow.
So most of those, 46 of in all the private sector, 46% of all the businesses are local businesses, small businesses. Like that is what makes this country go is the small business. We can think about the Walmarts and we can think about these who employ a lot of people, but they truly are helping the community in America more than anything. So 500,000. And what breaks my heart is many of them didn't have to close.
Yeah.
It could have been we're selling as an asset,
Yeah.
or we
Book
have.
value
Oh
or,
my gosh!
yeah.
I mean, and many of it is why we get most of our listings is that there's no one to help.
Right.
And so for us, we are looking at it as kind of a rescue mission
Yeah.
of that. They have these small business owners that have no idea who to call.
Yep.
And so 70%, they actually just did this as a Gallup poll, 70% of all business owners do not even have an exit strategy.
Right.
And I think it's 40% of all small business owners are baby boomers. So born between 46 and 64.
Yep.
Right. So they're in their 60s and 70s right now. So that's 46, half of all small businesses are going to be changing hands in the next 5 years.
Whether they like it or not. Yeah.
Whether they close.
Well, I mean,
their
some of
doors.
them are
Yeah.
like it, but yeah.
Yeah. Whether they close their doors or they hand it down.
That's right.
Right. Those are your really two options,
Yep.
right? We close doors, hand it down, or sell it.
Yep.
Right. We have those three.
Yep.
Well, we want to be involved in the sell part.
Right.
We don't want anyone to close their door. We want to at least have a conversation to see what can you get out of it, because a lot of this is just their dream.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people have, they don't know, they don't have SOPs,
Yeah.
standard operating procedures for some, not getting out of the real estate realm.
Yeah.
But they don't have any of that stuff. They just know how to make a killer pizza,
Yeah. Right.
a great latte.
They're artists.
They know how to fix cars.
Yeah.
And and that's why they've been so successful, because that's all they've had to do is just been really great at their job. But it's so sad to see that they're like,
well, especially with the economy weight. Speaking of the economy, I read the other day that on Google Trends, the search term mortgage help is the highest it's been since 2009.
wow.
Yeah. So I mean,
That's crazy.
there's a book called Everybody Lies. Have you heard of that? It's great, man. It's a great book. It's all based on Google Trends and people saying
Sounds like
that,
awesome book.
yeah, like they can you can predict certain like developments of outbreaks of certain diseases by just like the people putting in their symptoms. So you want to read the tea leaves, go to Google Trends,
Yeah.
And I hope we don't get there, but it's a very interesting world we're in, and yeah. So I got off on a tangent there, but yeah. So okay, well, someone wants to get in touch with you. They wanted to refer you business. How do they do that?
You can if you want to refer a business, you just literally have to go to bizbrokerplus.com/referral agent.
Yep.
We've been doing this. So it's just BizBroker Plus, PLUS, can't use plus on that. So bizbrokerplus.com/referral agent, or you can just go look. If you go to BizBroker Plus and go to the navigation, you'll see referral agent. Fill out a form. One of our brokers will reach out to you. It's pretty simple. We'll make sure that we want to know as much about that client as possible.
Yeah.
And enough about and also, which a lot of agents do this too. Jump on the call with us.
Yeah.
Because this is going to help you understand your clients way better in the transaction too.
Yeah.
If they're trying to sell a house, or just learn the process a little bit just by listening, because it's fascinating. It really is.
Yeah, and I want to crowdsource this to anyone that's watching right now, because I know I've missed an opportunity. My question to anyone that's watching is, if you've been selling real estate for any time over 5 years, have you sold to anyone that is buying or selling a business? If you have, drop a comment, drop it in the comment section. And so, getting one more question about this was, if someone wants to go and take the course, what is that like? How long does it take, and what are the costs associated with that?
It's free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we honestly, we want to build awareness around this.
Yeah.
And so even if you're like, hey, I just want to refer businesses,
Yeah.
and or I just want to learn more about it, you can go to bizbrokerplus.com and you can go check out the Main Street Business Brokering Certification. You can start taking it. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. We honestly want to build, because you're going to just learn, like I said, just the one question. The more that you know about this, the more educated you're going to be to talk to your clients.
Yeah.
Which is going to make you more money than you would in real estate. And it's just, like I said, one more question.
Well, right, because if you know a little bit more about this, you're going to be more likely to accept your referral.
100%.
Yeah, if you could speak some of the language, you don't have to know all of it, but some of it, Yeah, awesome. Well, look, thanks for being on. And by the way, guys, before you, if you haven't jumped off yet, check out our last video. It's up in the corner here. It is about like we've been having some really good information for real estate agents, particularly on how to subsidize some of what they do, additional revenue. The last video we had was Amanda, the traveling realtor, and she talks about midterm rentals, which is fascinating. So check that out. And Travis, thanks for being on my guest.
Of course, brother. I'll see you later.
See you.